Happy 4th of July, guys. It's Stas here. Welcome back to another video. So, of course, it's a holiday today. Again, happy 4th of July. Hope you guys are doing well out there. And the markets are obviously closed, but I figured, hey, before I go out and celebrate the 4th of July, right, with friends, with family, whatever, I'm going to break down some stocks. I'm going to break down 10 stocks, actually, that I'm looking at right now whose charts are looking pretty good, and I'm looking at these as trades. So, let's just dive into it, man. Jam-packed video. We have a lot to cover, so hit the like button, make sure to subscribe, and don't forget to get up to 15 stocks for Moomoo with at least a $100 deposit. You might as well, guys, get your free money, and your uninvested cash on the platform right now will earn 8.1% APY, which, guys, it's unbeatable. It's a no-brainer, so use that link down below, the QR code right here, or go to StasSurFest.com/Moomoo, and with that being said, cheers. Take a sip of that coffee. You might as well. I'm going to do it right now. Cheers, and let's get into it. Ah, man, nothing hits like a nice double espresso in the morning. So at this point, you guys know the stock market is breaking out yet again. After being pretty flat, you guys can see here, SPY was at about what, 542 roughly to about 550 for a couple of days, about 2 weeks actually. And as of yesterday, we broke out of the channel slightly here, you guys can see, and we hit an all-time high. SPY hit almost $552 per share, and Triple Q hit, let's see here, $491.45, which is an all-time high for Triple Q, as well as it's breaking out here of the channel. And with that, there are a lot of stocks, of course, that are exploding, no doubt about it. And there are stocks that are actually a bit oversold, whose charts look like there could be more upside, which again, we have 10 to break down in this video. So let's just dive into it, man. Let's not waste any time. Number one is ticker symbol ZS, also known as Zscaler. This is one that I called out a couple of days ago, but I want to do a follow-up right here. We broke out of $192, which is the level that I was telling you guys about. That was resistance back in the beginning middle of June. We hit it on the 12th of June, it looks like, and we were right under it a couple of days ago, and then we broke out. Now we're pushing $200. Yesterday, it looks like we actually hit over $200, and we closed up almost 1%. And look at this. On the 4-hour chart, guys, we can see there's a lot more upside, arguably, as the stock is still very beaten down, and we're noticing the signs of a reversal now. We have a golden cross. We're breaking out to multi-month highs. We took out the resistance from a couple weeks ago, and now the next main spot I'm looking at is around 205 to 210. That was actually support, it looks like, in the beginning of July. Or not July, geez, guys. January. I can't mix those months up, right? We're in July now. But in the beginning of January, we hit 208. Ran all the way to 260, then we dumped under 208 eventually, which obviously that became resistance again. So we're in this window right now between 190 to about 208, 210. And then if that were to break, guys, if we break out of 208, 210 on Zscaler, we could see even more upside. I'm talking 225. I'm talking eventually back to the mid 200s. It's definitely in the cards here on Zscaler, so keep your eyes on this as it is breaking out. The breakout is developing. I'm loving it. And full disclosure, I'm not in a lot of these stocks, actually. I'm not in Zscaler quite yet, but I'm very close to picking up some shares here on the breakout, and I'm also close to picking up one of their competitors, Palo Alto Networks, which this one, you guys probably know, Nancy Pelosi bought, I think, calls or shares. I forget if she bought calls or shares a couple months back, but you guys saw my video on Nancy Pelosi, man. She bought more NVIDIA, she bought more Broadcom, or she bought Broadcom calls. I'm not sure if she owned those already. Either way, whatever. It seems like everything she touches turns to gold, right? And it looks like she bought this months back, and look now. It's a lot higher, right? And the uptrend is continuing, no doubt, and momentum looks like it could get us towards the mid-high 300s, maybe like 360 to 380, that range. So you guys can see this one is not necessarily oversold or beaten down or anything like that, but again, it does look like it wants to get towards that mid-high 300 mark, and I think there is room to run, more room to run on PANW, so I'm keeping it on the watch list, and that's why it's stock number 2. Now, stock number 3 is AMD. This is one that I have been buying over the last couple of weeks here in the mid 150s, high 150s. I think I even got some shares at 160. So I've been buying as AMD here has been consolidating above the moving averages and right around the mid hundreds, which has been support for months at this point, right? Pretty much all year. You guys can see we've held 150, 160, and then of course we broke out to about 220. That was back in March. Then we pulled down, and with this pull down, I view it as an opportunity. And again, I'm picking up some shares. And ultimately, I do see AMD getting back towards 180, over 180, dare I say back over $200 per share, guys. So for me, I'm buying this thing on the 1-year chart. You guys can see it looks pretty good. We're holding above the 180 moving average. We're now breaking over the 50 moving average as well. And on the 3-year chart, you guys will notice, wait a second, we're holding the highs from 2021. That's a good sign. November 2021, we peaked out at about 150, 160, and that's where we're at right now. It's crazy to think that AMD is pretty much at the same price it was 3 years ago. I mean, it is at this point, which I think is insane. So I'm picking up shares. The trend here looks great on the 3-year, and I think we're going a lot higher. I could be wrong, guys. Please trade at your own risk, but for me, that's kind of what I'm noticing right now. So AMD is stock number 3, with stock number 4 being Humana. Let me pull it up. Ticker symbol HUM, which this one's very beaten down. I mean, look, this stock was at $530 at the end of last year, and we got all the way down to $300, guys. So this thing, year to date, pretty much, at one point was down 40%, which is bad. And now we've been reversing. You guys can see we hit 298. Now we're back over the moving averages. We're noticing a golden cross, right? And we did see a bit of a sell-off on looks like here, what day was that? Yesterday, yeah. What's today? Thursday. So Wednesday, yesterday, we saw a bit of a sell-off here, and this could very well be a nice dip buy as we're still well above the moving averages. And again, the reversal is pretty obvious. We're not fully breaking out like this quite yet, but that could be around the corner, and we could be seeing now the early stages of a reversal. So Humana, whatever you want to call it, HUM is the ticker. It looks pretty good, man. It looks pretty good for a nice trade here, a swing trade. And by the way, these are all for swing trades. Maybe not AMD, although you could swing trade AMD as well. I'm in it more as a long-term play, but honestly, I'm considering AMD in my trading account as well. We'll see how that plays out. But yeah, Humana, whatever, is number 4. Number 5 is VST, which you guys probably saw. This stock, Vistra Energy Corp, VST, it's one of the best performing S&P 500 stocks this year, which I'm not sure. I don't think I made a YouTube video on that, but I did talk about it on TikTok. Make sure to go follow me on TikTok, guys, at Stocks Talk Stocks. I think it's linked down below. Go check it out. But yeah, VST, one of the best performing S&P 500 stocks. It took a bit of a beating, though, over the past month from 107 to about 82. A nice sell-off there, about 23%. Nice little bear market. And now it looks like it's kind of bottoming out at about 83, 85. Now we're breaking over 90. We had a 5% green day in the short day yesterday in the markets, where the markets closed at 1 p.m. East Coast time. So I'm liking it. I'm liking it for a potential continuation play here. So I'm going to set my alert at 90. I'll do it at $93. Mark is at or above $93. And yeah, I mean, look, if we start breaking out of that 180 moving average, this continuation play could be nice. I'm watching it very closely, guys. VST, add it to your watch list. And Airbnb, let me pull it up, which I gave Airbnb some money, guys. I'm actually going on vacation pretty soon here to Italy with my wife. We're going for about 9-10 days, something like that, and I got some Airbnb. So if you're an Airbnb shareholder, you better thank me. I just gave them about, well, I don't know how much they keep, but I think the Airbnbs in total we got were like $2,000 or something like that. But yeah, Airbnb, the stock looks like it's about to break out potentially. Looks like here we do have a golden cross, right? We're actually slowly taking out the highs, not fully yet, but we're slowly taking out the highs from the end of last, the end of last year and the end of January. We hit about 150 and we failed to break out until February, March, when we did break out of 150. Now it looks like we're doing the same thing. We have a golden cross. We're pushing the moving averages here. So I think Airbnb, if we can take out, let's say 155, I'll set my alert right now. Mark is at or above, yada, yada, yada. If we're able to get out of 155 there, man, this could see some nice upside, maybe towards, 165 here. You guys can see the high on the year is 170, right? That's where we could be pushing. So I think there's upside here. Not fully breaking out yet, so wait for the confirmation. But 155, I think, could be an interesting spot on ABNB. Now, the next stock is, drum roll please, I think we're on what, 7 now? Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yup, stock number 7 is Qualcomm, ticker symbol QCOM, which went up over $3 on Wednesday, yesterday, up around 2%. We closed at 203. And what does this look like, guys? This looks like a continuation play. Do you guys see that? Clear uptrend, beautiful uptrend. We got pretty overbought, let's be honest, at 230. And now we've pulled down a good chunk from 230 to 195. And we're starting to break back over $200. And now we're actually right by the moving averages on the 4-hour time frame at about 205, which needs to break. And if we do, I think the continuation will play out here. Maybe not all the way back to 230. I'm not necessarily saying that, but could we get a nice breakout towards 215, 218? That's kind of where we struggled end of May, early mid-June. I think we could do that. I think we could play in this window right here. So keep your eyes on QCOM, Qualcomm. And before we break down the last 3 stocks, guys, don't forget to get your free stocks, up to 15 stocks from Moomoo with at least a $100 deposit. Simply use that link down below, the QR code right here, or go to stocksurfs.com/Moomoo and get this. For a limited time, your uninvested cash will earn not 1, not 2, not 5, not 6, not 7, but 8.1% APY, which at this point is unbeatable, guys. So get on it. Again, use that link down below, the QR code right here, or go to stocksurfs.com/Moomoo. And with that being said, cheers. Let's break down the last 3 stocks, which this one right here, McDonald's. I've had an interesting relationship here with McDonald's, guys. I actually had a video go viral on TikTok about me, not talking crap necessarily about McDonald's, but just saying how the prices have gone ridiculous. And that video actually made it to Good Morning America. That's funny. I'm not sure if you guys saw that or what. But yeah, their prices have gone crazy. And now the funny thing is, a couple months after that video went viral and went on Good Morning America, they're doing a $5 value meal now. Have you guys seen that? It's like, I don't even know the details. I think you get like a burger, maybe a nugget, some fries, and a drink or something like that for $5, which is actually pretty good nowadays. But yeah, McDonald's stock is down about $50 per share. I think the price to earnings ratio is around a 20 right now. So that's come down a good chunk, arguably still a bit high depending on who you're talking to in terms of the price to earnings ratio. But forget that. We're not looking at metrics right now because this is simply for a trade once it starts reversing. Because look, on the yearly chart, and funny enough, look at that. Does that not look like the McDonald's logo? Wait a second here, guys. Look at that. McDonald's logo on McDonald's stock is playing out, right? So we're pretty beaten down. We're pretty much at a 1.5-year low. We're at 250, which held back in September. Couple, months before that as well. Actually, a while before that. Back in December of 2022, we held the mid 200s. So let's see if McDonald's could see some sort of consolidation, maybe the start of a relief rally. We're not quite yet seeing it, but it is very beaten down heading into earnings, which are coming out here, it looks like, on the 29th of this month. So in a couple of weeks, we're getting McDonald's earnings. So let's see how it plays out. MCD, looking at it here as a trade, maybe as a long-term play as well if it does fall even more. So I'm kind of looking at this as a win-win, right? If we rebound here, I'll trade it. If it slips even more to, let's say, 220, 230, I'll probably pick up some long-term shares. If that PE comes down into the teens, right, that'd be a pretty interesting spot for McDonald's. So MCD I'm watching, of course. Apple, ticker symbol AAPL, stock number 9. I'm also watching as it is breaking out even further. I know that's crazy, but it is breaking out even further. You guys see this ascending triangle I called out a couple of videos ago. We had resistance at about 218. We were making higher lows into that resistance, and poof, boom. Now we're breaking out even further, which ultimately I think we will get a pullback on Apple. The question is when? I don't know. But in the meantime, we have to look at it the way it is. It's breaking out. It's a momentum play. We could be going higher. So AAPL at 221, I'm simply strictly looking at it as a trade. I think it's actually overvalued. Looking at it as a long-term investment, it just is, in my opinion, at these prices. There's no way I'm picking up long-term shares at 220 on Apple. Even at 160, I wasn't buying it, guys. I'll be honest. I was not buying it at 160. So why would I buy it at 220 as a long-term investment? But as a trade, hey, I'll consider it here as we are breaking out. And the last one, last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, is American Express. And by the way, if you guys stuck till the end, leave me a comment, say stuck till the end, drop a fire emoji or something like that, and run the likes up. Run the likes up. Let's try and get at least 100 likes on this video. I challenge you guys, smash that like button and make sure to subscribe. I appreciate you all. So American Express is looking pretty good. We hit 245 a couple weeks ago. Boom. Sold off to 220. All right. We were a bit overbought. Got the sell-off, and now we're rebounding. And notice how we're holding distinct higher lows, very obvious, boom, 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 boom. You guys see all these higher lows, and now we're actually breaking back over the moving averages on AXP. So I'm thinking, all right, bank earnings are coming up. Maybe there's going to be some hype around this one as it does get into earnings, which I think are on the 18th or 19th. Yeah, 19th before the bell. So let's see if AXP can trade in this window right here between 235 to 245, right? That general range. I'm going to see how it ends up doing in there. And of course, if it breaks out of 245, that would be even better. So yeah, guys, keep your eyes on these 10 stocks. Let me run through the tickers again. Maybe write them down, add them to your watch list, do what you got to do, but don't buy them blindly based off this video. Please do your own research as always. But we talked about Zscaler, ticker symbol ZS, Palo Alto Networks, PANW, AMD, Advanced Micro Devices, Humana, ticker symbol HUM, Vistra Energy, VST, Airbnb, ABNB's the ticker, Qualcomm, or QCOM, McDonald's, good old MCD, Apple, AAPL, and AXP, which is American Express. So what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments as always, and feel free to check out my Patreon if you want to keep up with my trades, my private portfolio, kind of what I'm doing on a weekly basis, plus, a Discord chat. You get access to my charts and ideas throughout the week. All of that's on Patreon down below, or simply go to StasSurfS.com/Patreon. I'll try and leave a QR code right here as well. And yeah, with that being said, cheers. I'll see you in the next one.